55 will be driven by Peyton Henry in the Anything Printed car.
Membrino Racing 00, Tommy Membrino, Prospect, Connecticut.
Then it will be car number 82, Mike Christopher Jr. in the Connecticut Trailers car.
Walcott, Connecticut's car 45, Joey Bucciacharo.
Car number 52, the sign man, John Catania in the V1 Vaca car.
Nick Salva, the number 8, Rowan Pettick, the 99, and Ted Christopher, car number 13. There's nothing like it. The horsepower of the SK Modified. Shooting off the turn, down the back straightaway. It's like thunder as it lights up in turn number 2, side by side for the lead man. Who's it going to be at the line?
McDermott making a bid for it on the outside, and he will get it. Cam McDermott in car number 5, lightning points his way to the lead. An answer is coming from Hines in car number 25. Tyler Hines wants his top spot back. Here comes Reed, making it 3 wide.
Reed tries the bottom. Doesn't happen there. Here comes Keith Rocco on the outside like a man possessed. Rocco pushes McDermott into the number 1 spot. Good hard racing at its best. Off the turn, 4 cars, 6 cars, 8 cars, contending for the same airspace down at turn 3.
Rocco's problem this year has been making that car stay fast for the entire 40-lap distance. Right now, he's trying to tap dance his way around Glenn Reed in car number 17. As they blast their way off the corner, it is Tyler Hines holding off Cam McDermott by a nostril.
There's no question about it. Little bump drafting as they work their magic off the turn. Back to the stripe. Here they come again. Leader still remains Tyler Hines. Todd Owen just clicked off the fastest lap of the race. And the story is a field of not 5, not 10, but 15 cars contended in hot pursuit to get to the number 1 spot, and everybody is racing and racing hard.
Green going to work on Cam McDermott. That is a fight for second. And right now, getting the schnoz in that car in the second place is Glenn Reed. There's a hole opening up for Matt Galco in car number 3. Here comes Matty Ice, and he is trying to rampage his way underneath Cam McDermott.
Galco moves to the bottom. Right there with him, here comes Chase Dowling. While all that's been happening, Bowles is trying to hold off Thompson. Meanwhile, Todd Owen is there. So is it Michael Jervis. Ryan Priest is up to 11. Eric Byrne is 12th. And Joey Cipriano is 13th.
And Ted Christopher just made a pass to get into 19th. Remember last week, he went all the way to the front in 30 laps. Best battle. It could be for the lead. Trying to make a dive-bomb move is Glenn Reed. So Reed trying to hurricane his way into the top spot.
There's no question about it. Glenn Reed making his magic on the bottom of the racetrack. Comes off the turn, and Glenn Reed is the brand new leader 8 laps into this 40-lap event. It's not over with yet. Here comes Matty Galco. Here comes Chase Dowling. Bowles is in there. So is it Owen. So is it Priest. So is it Kopsick and Byrne.
Priest is trying to get it done right now on the outside as he machine guns his way near Kid Rock, Keith Rocco, and Dowling is able to elevate his way into the top 3 as he got underneath Tyler Hines. Galco going to work on the back bumper of the Glenn Reed car.
Bim, bam, boom. He's right there to contend, and now Chase Dowling has broken through. The S&S paving machine is paving its way to victory lane if it can move up 2 more positions. Further back, Owen, Priest. Now look at Ryan Priest down underneath Todd Owen. That's the battle for the 7th and 8th position.
Priest had some giddy-up coming off of turn number 3, and he was able to get by Owen. Now he takes the high road to try to get by McDermott. When Ryan Priest is at the top of his game, he can pass on the outside like no other.
Chase Dowling just pulled off a bonsai move to the bottom of Galco. Dowling is up to the runner-up spot. Chase Dowling, the no-con machine, is setting in second. Meanwhile, Priest is broken into the top 6. Forcing McDermott back to 7. In the 8th spot is Byrne, and there's Todd Owen in position number 9.
Tommy Bowles doing a great job so far. 5th place in car number 76, the Bowles Motors sponsored car. But he knows as Priest is coming after him, and so is Verduna down for the lead. There comes Chase Dowling, and he is able to rabble-rouse his way to the lead on lap number 14.
It almost looked like Glenn Reen stopped when he was at speeds in excess of 100 miles an hour. Chase Dowling went by, took the lead, and is now pulling away. But it's not done. Look at Ryan Priest. Bonsai move underneath Bowles. They click and they clack off the turn. And further back in the field, we've got a couple of rounds.
And there is a mess in the corner. Avery, one of those cars, and there are cars littered all over the turn 4 area.
They sure are, Matt, and the first caution comes out 14 laps in to the record books. And there are 3 cars still stranded.
Maybe the 00 is one of those cars.
And it looks like the DJ Burnham machine is heading back down a pit road.
Peyton Henry in the 55, and one of our members of our safety crew come to his aid.
And the 45 was also involved, Joey Mucciaro. Down on pit road, Joe Goss is there. Joe, this is not what we've normally seen this year with this many cars heading down pit road for an adjustment 14 laps in.
It looks like 3 cars on pit lane for adjustment. The other 2 or 3 involved in the incident. Among them, Dan Avery, the left front tire was flat on that machine. They're trying to take that off. It doesn't appear as though there's a ton of suspension damage, but the crew is going to take a look at it now that they got the tire off there. DJ Burnham's right front tire is knocked off. They are actually taking some of the helmets off the pit crew members, putting the pit sign away. So it appears as though his day might be done. But the 32, Michael Jarvis, who was really efficient during qualifying earlier today, on pit lane for adjustments, along with the 88 of Keith Rocco coming in very early after starting towards the front of the field. So that's a bit interesting to see him on pit road with such a strong starting position here tonight.
Here comes Tommy Bowles now, Joe, along with Membrino. Bowles has had a very difficult season with a lot of highs and tremendous lows. They're checking on something in the Bowles car. Can you tell us from your vantage point what it might be?
Also some work going on down here, Ben, to the Ronnie Williams number 49 machine as well. They've got the left rear tire taken off of that automobile. They are making a pretty significant chassis adjustment to the rear suspension on this car. It appears as though there's any damage, but they are going to work on it, trying to make some adjustments there on this car. So a lot of work down here on this end of pit road, as you mentioned, which, as you said, has been pretty uncharacteristic at the start of the season.
Well, let's look, Matt, at what we've got for lap leaders. Is allowed to go back in its position. They checked it for what they thought was a leak and discovered nothing. When they discover nothing, you get your position back. So there's the reason that the 76 was brought down on pit road. It was not a scheduled stop for that team as well. 14 of 40, Chase Dowling. He's been one of the big stories in the SKs in 2017. The Scovora family have a lot to be proud of. Let's keep our eyes and see what he can do. Glenn Reen also has been very strong in recent events.
And as they come up to speed, it's Dowling who gets a jump on Reen. As they helter-skelter their way into the second corner, Dowling pulling away from the combination of Reen and Galco.
Galco continues to look racy to the bottom. Glenn Reen is stuck on the outside. Then they're all doubled up in a scramble to the bottom of the top 15, believe it or not.
And Tyler Hines is hanging tough in fourth, and the man right behind him, Ryan Priest, looking for some elbow room down low. So Hines knows that Ryan Priest is coming after him now to the outside.
Ryan Priest, all of a sudden, and Glenn Reen come together. They are 4 wide as they come off the turn, and somehow everybody makes it through.
Great evasive driving by Priest. He was committed to the outside when Reen came up on the outside groove, and Priest was able to avoid a calamity.
Meanwhile, Priest lets him know he's there. Smooch to the back bumper. Here comes Priest. All of a sudden, they're 4 wide, Matt, this time off turn 4.
And Priest is able to get into third. Underneath, and he takes Tommy Bowles with him. Tommy Bowles has climbed into the top 4. Here comes Aaron Burt. And Burt is trying to machete his way into the top 5.
Tommy Bowles is running like days of old trouble down the back straightaway. Looks like it is the 88 machine
in rock underneath the WEEI. 105.5 FM banner.
And he is able to pull away, but that's going to bring out our second caution. Tato returns. Matt, we're not surprised. Tato never gives up.
Now we will be able to see a car getting loose in front of Rocco, and that resulted, you see that car getting loose, and he wound up on the grass. Mike Christopher Jr. made a good move to get between that car and the wall. I think it was the 32 car that kind of got out of shape, and Rocco got trapped behind it, so it was appeared to be Thomas, who was a little loose coming off of turn number 2, and that resulted in a multi-car crash.
Now remember, we aren't at the halfway point yet. We're on lap number 17 of 40. Here we go again. Dowling does a good job of holding on. Here comes Ryan Preece inside.
Kopchik in trouble, turn 2. As he is in the Raisinets off of turn number 2. We'll see if he can get it moving again.
Here comes Galco.
Likely.
And Kopchik stops on the racetrack, and that's going to bring out the yellow.
Something went amiss on that car as he was very wide in turn number 1, and he drifted into the corner in turn number 2. What's happening on pit road from Joe Koss.
Well, Tato brings his car, number 81, to a stop. This time they're going to go around to the right side, and they're going to check the stagger, basically the size of that right front tire, and see what they can do there. They're also going to possibly take a look at the right rear. They've got an air gun in hand, but right now just seeing whether or not they want to swap out that right front tire for another option and possibly make some adjustments to the car. So right now, a bit indecisive as to what they're going to do. 4 or 5 crew guys over the wall chatting things over on the radio to decide how they want to handle the handling conditions that have plagued Tato and this team here tonight. Also, Stephen Kopchik is on pit lane, starting to pull away from his pit stall after they made adjustments and repairs for his caution, causing number 31 up there in turn number 2. Keith Rocco's got the right rear repaired on his car, and he is now down and away.
Down behind the wall is the number 11 of Membrino. Joe Ham, the official runner of the Speedway, has got the best seat in the house to watch all of that. And now our final car heads out of pit road. And still, the cream is rising to the top.
But Tato will have to battle back from the rear of the field, and he is capable of doing that. Tato never takes a lap off. So we will see him bob and weave from the rear. Right now, the front row belongs to Chase Dowling and Matt Galco as we get ready to turn them loose.
Here they come. There's the green. Dowling guards the bottom lane. Here comes Galco. Again, thundering up the outside. Preece is there. Lets him know he's there. Galco knows it's do or die time in the upper lane. Look at Tommy Bowles. He continues to be a factor in the top 5.
As he is following Preece, we have a melee on the front straightaway. Wood involved, Williams, Hines. It is Salva in the 8 and Mike Christopher Jr. in the 82. 5 cars trapped on the front out in time as the field is on its way to number 3.
A couple of feel-good stories in this event has to be Matt Galco and has to be Tommy Bowles. Tommy Bowles has had a very difficult season, the passing of his mom and dad during the course of this year, and the family business and everything, but he is on top of his game and very focused tonight, setting 5th on the grid as we're about ready to go back to green.
And they bullet their way toward the turn. Matt Galco gets the best start. Trying to answer back is Chase Dowling. Look at Galco on the outside, capturing the lead.
Matt Galco came, he saw it, he's looking to conquer. And that cool-down session did not work to the liking of the S&S race cars, S&S paving machine of Chase Dowling.
And Preece gets bogged down behind the 50. That means Glenn Reen is going to challenge Galco for the lead.
Glenn Reen took a little siesta, but now he is back wide-eyed and bushy-tailed as he comes off the turn, making noise in the outside lane.
And getting a little push from behind is Chase Dowling. A little assistance from Ryan Priest. And with that push, Dowling is back into second, but only by a teardrop over Glenn Reed.
Here comes the halfway, this time by. Halfway leader is going to be Matt Galco. Dowling is second, Glenn Reed. Then it's Ryan Priest, Eric Burt, and Tommy Bowles. Cipriano, Christopher Pennick, and Cameron Durant. That's the top 10.
And Christopher got by Pennick, and now he's trying to get by his teammate, Joey Cipriano. As they dart into the corner, Christopher looks strong, but looking strongest is Matt Galco.
Oh, trouble. Eric Burt down the front straightaway. Tries to bring it down off the wall after the right front. Makes contact.
Pretty evasive move by Pennick as he went into John Deere country to avoid a serious incident. Because swallowed up in the grass is Eric Burns, number 66.
Let's go to Joe Koss.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. He has brought that car down pit lane. He's pitted all the way up at the turn 4 end of pit lane. You could already see some of the smoke starting to come out of that car. I had noticed actually right before we went back under the green flag that there was a little puff of smoke coming from underneath the automobile, but that's pretty common. A lot of times you see a little brake smoke, or when you get back to the accelerator a little bit, sometimes it puts out a little bit of smoke out of these engines. But right now the crew is attending to it, and it looks as though, as I make my way down there, you can actually see it better than I can from the grandstand. They are taking that old sledgehammer to the side of that Nerf bar to try to get that tire pulled back off of it, or the Nerf bar pulled off the tire, I should say. They got the pry bar, and they're pushing that up forward as well. So it appears as though it was just a little bit of a tire rub on the 99 for Rowan Pennick.
Now you have to realize, you might think, well, they might want to take that rail off, the rubber rail off. They cannot. It is a requirement of these race cars that the side Nerf bars or rubber rails must remain on the car for safety reasons. So that's the situation there. It literally pulled back and is rubbing on the right rear tire, and that means they're probably going to change tires, Matt, in the process as well.
Well, when Pennick went on the grass on the front straightaway, he came back out onto the asphalt, and you could see very noticeably the smoke coming from the rear of the car. So that just added to the problem. As 66, it is always tough to see Eric Burt in trouble. If Stafford had a family of the year, it might be the Burt family. We'll take another look at it now.
And wow, Burt really got up on two wheels on the left side, like in a Joey Chitwood thrill show. And they're still working on the Rowan Pennick race car. Word has it that Nick Salva...
Hey, we will take another look at Burt.
And then we'll go back to the Salva story.
Boy, he climbed up the wall like Spider-Man.
The guy who did an amazing job of getting by that somehow, some way, was the driver of car number 1, Joey Cipriano, because he was able to somehow squeeze through all of that mess. Salva did have an injury to his hand. That's an old recovering injury after a situation that took place. And Todd Owens, number 81, I believe, Matt, this is the first time this year that car is dropped out of the event and pulled behind the wall.
Yeah, he had a tough outing last week and an even tougher one tonight, and we are ready to go back to work. Here is Matt Galco, and Dowling is tough. Dowling looked like he was fired from a machine gun.
But, again, Matt Galco showing it's no fluke why he was a big factor in tonight's event. And where is Ted Christopher? Up to 5 from the final row. Christopher, just as aggressive, just as superior as he was last Friday night.
Remember, he is 22 points out of the lead, so every spot is important to the 13 car. Galco regains his perch at the front of the field as he claws his way inside Dowling, and following Dowling is a 40 of Ryan Priest, who goes far to the outside.
Priest stays glued to the back bumper. Glenn Reed, but Galco still has it by inches. 22 and 40. 6 cars contending for the number 1 spot. They come off the turn. Matty Ice, Matty Galco, still in command. Dowling digs in deep, Matt, And here comes Priest again. Ted Christopher. It's not done by any stretch of the imagination here.
Remember when Galco won earlier this season, it was a battle against Chase Dowling, and they're battling again now. In Dowling's hip pocket is Ryan Priest. Ted Christopher decides to wander to the outside. That leaves the inside road for Glenn Reed, and now he is going to get a visit from Christopher. Dowling is trying to get the lead away from Matt Galco.
He sure is. Here comes TC. High, wide, and handsome on the outside. He tries to go around Glenn Reed. Give Ted Christopher position number 4. Or is it good enough? He's a man possessed. But Galco is the magic maker up in front. Car number 3.
And Priest trying to make a three-way battle as he tried to poke his nose underneath Dowling as they scramble off the corner. Keep an eye on Christopher. He has gotten around Glenn Reed, so he is now in 4th place, and his car looks pretty capable.
He's forced to get out of it just a second. A little bit of a backlash there, but pulls back up alongside. Matty Galco showing he is the guy tonight as car number 3, the Fasano Napa Auto Parts store. Number 3 still in command. Teddy Christopher got a second win. Here he comes.
And Dowling trying to tap dance around Galco. Here comes Christopher looking for a crevice underneath Ryan Priest as they charge out of the corner. 2 drivers who are handcuffed together. Priest trying to make it a three-way fight.
It's still 3 cars contending for the same airspace. Turn 4. Galco still hasn't given up an inch in this one. Matty Galco still at the line. Now, Christopher moves to the back bumper of Priest. Chase Dowling is stuck in the outside lane. Galco is still the drum major of the parades.
And another surge by Dowling, trying to disrupt the rhythm of Matt Galco. Down to the final 10 laps, and it is Galco leading by a molecule over Dowling. Priest is not giving up, and now Ted Christopher, like a python, waiting to strike in 4th place.
There's no question about it. He's waiting for that one opportunity. Back to the stripe they come. Galco continues to guard the inside lane. Here comes Chase Dowling again. But here comes Ted Christopher. He wheels in. Little cat and mouse action like a Tom and Jerry cartoon. But off the turn, it's all serious business when they come back to the line.
2 guys moving up. Michael Jarvis in 7th, and behind him his teammate, Keith Rocco, has moved all the way to 8th place.
Rocco, once we counted him out, 2 flat tires, and he's still back in the hunt. Here comes Dowling again. But it is still Galco by inches every time by at the line. 7 circuits to go, Matt. It's still Matty Galco, our leader.
He is lunging his way to the lead. Now Christopher picks up the tempo, looking to make a bottom shot move against Priest, but Priest was ready for it. Once again, they are paper clipped together, coming off of turn number 4. And Galco, this time by a half a car length. By this race's standard, that is a pretty big lead.
It certainly is. 6 circuits left. 4 cars contending for Matty Galco has not relinquished any momentum or power. He is a powerhouse at the front of the field as he continues to lead by inches. But it's still car 3 out in front.
What a classic battle between Galco, Dowling, Priest, Christopher as they fireball their way in the middle of the corner. It is still Galco trying to run and hide from Dowling. A little separation this time around. He is leading by 3/4 of a car length.
It still remains Galco. Here comes Dowling. Here comes Ted Christopher. Christopher on the outside of Priest. Ted Christopher's looking for some space that just doesn't exist. Smooch to the back bumper. No love affair there. Galco still at the line.
The Donnybrook continues. 4 cars battling for the win. Here is Dowling. He is alert on the outside. Priest getting by, and it's a make-or-break move for him as he almost made it 3 wide.
Off the turn. Popsicle sticks are up. Matty Galco is driving the race of his career. Still holding off the opposition. Dowling tries to make a power move to the outside for the first time in 20 circuits. Chase Dowling. And then all of a sudden, Galco, he takes it back. White flag is out. Ladies and gentlemen, get up out of your seats. You won't see this any place in the country. This is what SK Modified Racing is all about. Stafford style. Galco to the inside. Dowling to the outside. Matt, they work the magic off turn 4. What's it going to be at the line?
Here comes Matty Ice to win it. And almost a dead heat for second between Priest and Dowling, with Christopher in 4th. And we will wait until the numbers come up. And right now, Chase Dowling...